people can chime in all they want and say, I mean, based on what was shown on TV, yeah, I get it. He could be a little more attentive, and he knows that now.
Yes. Overall, I mean, how do you feel about this season, and what made you kind of want to come back after, 8 years?
I always knew that we would come back. I think myself, Marisol, Adriana, Alexia, we all knew that we would come back, because how could you not have Miami Housewives?
So true. How can you not? And you guys came back with a bang. And I know so many fans were so excited about it. I mean, going into this reunion, what issues did you want to clear up?
I wanted to clear up the issues about, Lenny and I, and a lot of people had a lot of questions about where we are in our marriage. And a lot of the issues were from so long ago, like 8 years ago. So they really aren't issues in our life right now, but I had to address it because people wanted to know, and I signed up for a reality TV show.
Right. Was that hard for you to kind of relive that all over again? Did it kind of open up these old wounds?
Yes, it definitely opened up the old wounds. It's not something I wanted to talk about, but I knew it was a topic that would come up because some people knew about it. And, I wanted to talk about it on my terms before somebody, kind of like just asked me about it, maybe in scene or in a group setting.
How is it hard? How did it affect your marriage kind of behind closed doors, kind of going through this and watching this back with Lenny, if it did so at all?
Yeah, of course. Like, I got a little upset, seeing it and like reliving it. And a lot of the fans had said, Lenny's checked out, or Lenny doesn't love me. That's crazy talk. Like, Lenny and I love each other very much. You can't have a 14-year relationship or marriage without love. I mean, there's nothing like holding us back. Like, I would be fine if I wasn't with him and vice versa, but we want to be together because we love each other. So,
of course. I mean, would you say that maybe after going through this again, maybe your marriage is even stronger than it was?
I definitely feel like we are a success story, because we decided to work through our issues and we didn't want to give up. And thank God we did, because we have our 2 children that I couldn't imagine life without. So I'm happy, and I hope that other people can be inspired by that and not give up so easily, because I feel like we live in a world where people give up way too easily. Yeah. Like, divorce is, like an option. It shouldn't be an option, like, unless, something really horrible is happening. But I just feel like people should really, focus on their marriage and nurture their marriage.
Yeah. And I mean, you see in the reunion that you do get obviously very upset about it. You said that you were in a really dark place when everything was going on, when you guys separated. I mean, for other people that are kind of going through the same thing, what kind of advice do you have for them? And how did you kind of get through that and kind of get out on the other side?
I mean, I just love this man so much. I already had put in so much time and effort and years into our relationship. At that point, we were together for 7 years. That's a long time. Like, we had dreams and we had plans to have a family and be together forever. And I wasn't going to give up so easily. And I wasn't going to let anyone come into my marriage and destroy it. Yeah. And neither was he. So.
Was it hard watching back that dinner conversation between the two of you?
It actually wasn't really that hard, because they caught some moments of Lenny kind of looking at his phone and, maybe kind of rolling his eyes. But we have a different dynamic, and I guess you didn't get to see the entire 2-hour long dinner,
right.
So there's some nice moments in there too. I just feel like, we know who we are, and we know we love each other. And I mean, people can chime in all they want and say, based on what was shown on TV, yeah, I get it. He could be a little more attentive, and he knows that now.
Yes.
He's in the doghouse a little bit. So
I'm sure he was.
You're also on TV. Try to be a little more, understanding that you have a camera and people are watching you.
Right. Was he kind of maybe conscious of that then? Like being like, I don't want to.
A little uncomfortable too with the cameras. He is not an actor, not that we're acting at all, but he's just okay, there's cameras on us watching our private conversation. He gets really uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's not a normal thing for most couples. They don't have to go through that.
He's like doing me a favor by even being, on the show.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He's not a housewife, but he's agreeing to kind of put himself out there, which is not easy.
Yeah. I mean, do you ever worry about or talk about how you're going to talk to your kids about this? Or has that ever come up in conversation, or are you just
No, my kids are smart and they don't understand right now, and they don't really care to watch the show. They have no interest in watching the show. They want to play with their toys, and my daughter's 2 years old, but eventually when they have a desire to actually want to see what mommy and daddy did on reality TV, I think they'll be smart enough to understand, and I can explain to them what's going on.
I know you probably get the question a lot, and I know that you went through a lot to have your children, but do you plan on expanding your family even more? I know that this was a conversation that came up this season too.
I mean, the idea of having more children is amazing. Mm-hmm. Like I have 2 amazing kids. I love them so much. Like I just love to watch them play with each other, interact. So it's definitely something I was thinking about. But right now, I'm so content with my family, and I'm enjoying them so much. And we're starting to travel. Like it took a few years to, because you can't really travel it's hard to travel with a 1-year-old or 2-year-old. So now that Elle is like 2.5. We just took her to Aspen. We took a family trip to Aspen, and it was amazing. So I just want to enjoy this time right now.
Definitely. Yeah. Life gets a little bit easier after like 2.5. So definitely, yeah, totally. Going back to the newborn phase.
You don't have to bring like a whole crib and like all the things. There's so many things that you got to bring. And so we're enjoying life right now.